Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Big up yourself from everywhere, anywhere you're tuning in from. Well, this is after 10 p.m. my time, and hope you can catch this live some other time. Roll in, walk in, ride in, run in, drive in. Bring your papa, your mama, your auntie, your sister over the age of 19. Please roll in. Now, let's talk about a few things. Hope your Sunday evening, Sunday night has been going on well. I had a wonderful day. Hope your day and your night or evening or in the morning has been good. Hope the good Lord has blessed you with some good Sunday dinner today and everything else with peace and happiness. So let's get into the content quick and fast. So, as you guys know, we haven't seen Gracie for a while. Gracie been out here from a long time that Gracie been out here doing her thing. She fought with a lot of people. Her window was smashed out. All of those bad things that comes with social media. She decided that she's going to change her ways. She's going to walk with the Lord and do all of the good things and the fun things that you want to cry peace within yourself. So we haven't seen her for a while. She changed her name and she came out and apologized to Aunty Donna and all of that good stuff that some of these nayers or some of the ones that don't like her don't like to see. So she's walking with Christ, walking in the right path. I'm assuming that she's allowed to apologize with no apology. I'm assuming she's allowed to say sorry if she reached that peak in her life that she can forgive and forget. So can we blame her? I don't think so. So let's get into what Gracie has to say. Like now.
I'm in a nice place and I'm happy about it. I'm very happy about where I am today. Where I was a couple months and where I am today, I'm happy about it. When I look in the mirror, I can say, thank you, Jesus. Because the person in the social media a couple months ago, me don't know who she is. I don't know who Gracie is. And I'm not ashamed to say I don't know her. If you know who Gracie is, I don't know her. I'm trying to know who that lady, that girl Gracie is. Because that was never me. I don't know, I'm not going to put nothing upon me. Gracie are never me. And me never Gracie. Because I don't know who Gracie is. I don't know that girl. Because that could never be me. Why would you do that? Why would you know the world of people are going to come and think say lady do live in front of my grandpitney them. So me will watch Gracie live. So I will go Valegie in those days. And if he play it, I will hear what. And me say, what? I would then call him a name say. But some other people who every day, oh, we come for scrub Gracie, and never hear what you guys said. Honestly, I never hear. And if you feel like you were scrubbing me, you were not. Because it did not bring any effect on me. I will go and listen to certain people. If certain people call my name, I want to know what they're saying about me.
Right on, sister.
If I get up tomorrow and somebody call me and say, Gracie, chocolate and vanilla is calling your name, they're saying something about you, I'm going to listen to what chocolate and vanilla say.
Wow.
You know why? Even though we don't talk, I respect them.
Amen.
Even though we're not friends, I respect them.
That's so you know that Gracie's in a different place. Because she could
Somebody say,
acknowledge and
Gracie,
accept,
Donna call your
although she's
name.
not
I'm going to
friends.
listen. Even though you say, oh, Gracie not like Donna, I respect Donna. So I'm going to listen. I want to hear what Donna say about me. Miss Lawton calling, I'm going to listen what Miss Lawton have to say about me. If Flawless come, I'm going to hear what Flawless have to say about me. Mr. Answer, I'm going to hear what he has to say about me. Majesty, I'm going to hear, I want to know what you are saying about me. Some people will never get my attention.
Oh my.
They earn for it, but they
Yikes.
will never get it. They hunger for it. And after this life, I know a lot of people gonna pick it up.
Oh
And
my.
they're gonna say, hey, nothing now go on now. And we need content. So we are gonna run with fear content today because yes.
We haven't seen Gracie for a while.
But guess what? Somebody care? Not me. I don't care. I reach a point where I don't care.
Gracie have grown.
And you know why I didn't care at that time? Because you have to call my name to get views. But I'm going to be the bigger person and show you that I can get even more than what you get. And I don't call your name now, I refer to you.
So Gracie B is basically saying from the other day, people been calling her
And
name
sometimes
from
when you
left to
come
right.
live,
And she decided that she's not giving anyone no attention. The only other persons that she will give attention to, like she said, Chris, Aunty Donna, and the rest that she named out earlier. Anybody else who's calling her name, grasping for a straw, looking followers, viewers, and all of that, she don't give a hooting ass because she's walking with Jesus. And she has no time for the bagga bagga. Because the old Gracie has gone and the new one has begun. Oh my. Can you blame her? Not at all.
and think that, hey, we're going to try to lick off Gracie of her life and get our people them to come over we, and they will never go. Certain people watch me, will never watch you. No. I learned that. Certain people watch me, will never, ever watch you. No. Gracie too much bad word. Too much dirty bad word. And you know why? And look how she in a church you know. And nobody no support her. Because you know why? You know why? My real and true supporters them were disappointed in me.
Oh wow.
The ones that loves me and started off with me were disappointed in me.
And I said this I said this in the past with you guys. Not everyone that you start out with is going to be the ones that you end up with. And you hear Gracie at times back then used to say that people don't want her to do this. So when you're changing your life for the goodness and the greatness, at times the ones then that wanted to see you down in the gutter, the ones who want to see you in baga baga every day, the one who want to see you always angry and mad and miserable, those ones are not going to stay. They're going to find somebody else to give them that kind of negativity that they're feeling within themselves. So Gracie have grown. Long time I haven't seen Gracie. Long time I don't really go over Gracie anyhow. But when I saw this today, I said, oh my, Gracie have grown. Gracie can come out and accept bad, good, and the goodness that she's going on the right path, and also acknowledge people for what they're doing, whether it's good or bad, although they're not friends. So you can say she has a little bit of growth, and we have to big her up for that one, to be honest.
And I was too big. I was too big. and caught up with some just come people
What did I say,
who
people?
I thought were real and push away
The good
the ones
ones.
that started off with me.
Oh my.
When all they wanted was Gracie left the road, they come on the road we did started off with. And I was too big to say, I apologize. Because me no want to look too smart on social media.
Wowzers.
I said, I apologize for wow. And then people come call my name and say, you don't see the one Gracie over there, I look pity. I was too big. I was too big. I was too big to close the chapter. So I push away the real people who started off with me. So I push away the ones who genuinely loves me.
Oh my.
And started off with me. Started off with me when with 600 people over here. And when they turn to mix up, people they just love me for me. People they just a Sunday, I have to go over all the vibes. Gracie show them always nice. Gracie, when you come off, you make my husband and my boyfriend no want a vex because you come on. Can he say, you not spend my Sundays with him again because you take away all the time.
So we're not going to drag this out, you all. We're not going to drag it out. It's Gracie content. So we don't really want a copyright strike, yeah? And we're trying to avoid to kind of copy other people's stuff to get that copyright strike. So because we know that Gracie hasn't been around for a while, which I haven't seen Gracie, like I said, because I'm not really looking for Gracie. But when this came across my eyes, my ear, I said, oh my, I had to come and talk about it. Because Gracie had grown, like I said. A lot of people on social media, if they know what growth would be, looks like, it would be a good thing. Not only that, she has acceptance to realize that certain things she did in the past, like let loose her good followers and the good people in her life and pick up the bad apples. So all of those things she could acknowledge. That's part of growth. Yeah? Right there, so. So if you're interested in this whole saga with Gracie, Aunty Donna, and the whole calabash, the whole rice and peas, the whole stew peas down, the whole coconut oil down, go over Gracie page and go and listen to the rest of the content and pick sense out of nonsense. And when you're reasoning, please keep your feelings out of it, because at times our feelings get the best of us. Okay? So we want to big up Gracie and her growth, walking with peace with God, and all of them good things there when you want longevity and prosperity in your life. Yeah? Let's move on quick and fast. So apparently, Gapeteaser came out and she basically have a lot to say when it comes to acceptance. Now, we all know that a lot of black ladies find themselves in these kind of so-called situation. We also understand that one second. We also understand that a lot of women one second. A lot of women is accepting these kind of things, yes? And think it's okay to go out there and do these kind of things instead of to get a 9 to 5, because sucking a lala, lying on your back, maybe take less time than to go out there and do a 9 to 5, or possible to pursue a career or what have you that every other woman out here doing. most likely. So apparently she came out, and I guess she went to that party that happened quite back swiftly, and party 1 second, and I'm gonna mute this for a second. Give me a second. So she went to the party, and the entourage went on the stage, and basically it seems like she was left down at the bottom of the stage, and she's questioning if it's because she's out here as a porn star. Now, if you have to question, is it because you're a porn star, then definitely down deep down, you know that you're doing something that is not acceptable to a lot of people. You know, most likely that some people will accept you behind closed door. Some people don't want to walk or seen with you within public or in the public. So we all know that back in the days when women are doing those kind of old time trick, old time trade, it's on a hush hush. It's on a quiet. Nobody really know unless you're one of those clients. Now these days, women will come out here bright and ripe and shouting that they're selling vagina. How much they're selling vagina for. Not only that, it's not only Gapeteaser does that. You have the so-called transgenders men who come out here and say they have body, you know what? And at times you can hear their phone ring, won't call any names, and you can hear that they tell the person the price of what they want to do in that moment. So nowadays days, whatever was sham, whatever was not applicable for the public or people ear or people culture, now seems like it's modern day situation where prostitutes, back in the days you call them hookers, will come out here to let people know what they're doing. Allegedly, I get to understand that this girl, more than one time people go and watch her on her site, and it's more than one time they claim that they see her having, you know what, without a rubber. I don't know how that story is true. I'm not going to go watch anybody porn to go watch anybody vagina. So it has nothing to do with me. And these young girls, I don't really follow up because there's more to life other than selling vagina and lying on your back to sell vagina. So she came out and she's very upset because possible the acceptance wasn't there that day, and she's really upset about it. Yes? So let's get into it.
Basically, so that's not, or should I say, because she's.
So when all our fans were genuinely want to approach me, I'm afraid one man see me last night. When the mom tell us the man bar me off from go up on the stage. The man that want me up on the stage, we go up on the stage with the people that mama come with. Because what? Me a Gapeteaser. The man them bar me off somebody from Hero. I don't know if him up on the live. Or somebody from Hero something there. Crew, come down and carry me up, stop there. Me down there like, it's like me's a nobody. If you understand what I mean. Man, me down there like it's a nobody. You know, like you come and it's like, I just you alone there, people just, you know, like nobody no want to be seen with you. It really sad for you, it's a really reality, you know, what me talk about, you know.
Oh my.
People will see you on social media and judge you for what you do. And I don't know, say, you're entertaining people, you're just entertaining. It's nothing serious. You know that serious. But the I am run, I'm a family oriented people. I have family, I have feelings just like everybody else. Me come by and laugh and say certain things, and I don't know, say I serious something. For real thing me I talk about.
She's even crying. Wow. So therefore, deep down, she realized that there's not acceptance everywhere she go when people realize that she's a porn star. My question is she doing that legally in Jamaica where she has a license as being a porn star? And all of that, or she's doing that undercover and put that on the internet because they claim that the Caribbean is so slack that anybody do anything and get away with anything. Is this really an ideal job where it's licensed? That's my question. And another question becomes, what kind of substance these ladies are on, where they can go out and sleep with more than 4 men, more than 3 men for the day, and think it's okay every day to do that, not thinking that deep down they know it's wrong. Deep down they're looking for acceptance. Deep down they're looking to see if people really, what people really think about them, but yet still they're out here doing this kind of thing. So do they just get up and do that kind of job without popping a molly, without being high, without taking any kind of drugs? Does these ladies get up every day and do what they do on a straight, clear mind? I don't think so. I doubt it. Because when reality hits like now, then you have some kind of feeling to know, say, some people look at you like, yuck. And then you look at people just look at you and like, Lord, she sucked too much. Oh. Or, I don't want to be seen with that. She's a hoe. You understand? So these are the things that I'm talking about. So let's get into it some more. She's coming, you all. She's coming.
So as you can hear, it's obviously the female earth and earn the stage. We don't remember so now.
So at the end of the day, people, she doesn't feel well about it. I know that she and Triple X had a conversation about the same saga. I heard that she had a conversation with Miss Blinger about this conversation and this saga. But like I say from day one, this kind of trade is not a good trade. That black women and black young girls, where there's many opportunity out there, is, oh, you're doing this kind of job, and then deep down they know that other people shunder them away and other people scorn them because of what they're doing. They know most likely at times nobody really gonna take them any serious because they look at them just like a piece of meat. So these are the things that I'm talking about. So at times as a black woman we have to be mindful. Okay? That's all I'm saying, folks. I'll give a hooting ass who wants to do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, my question is, you have all kind of prostitutes out here. We know that you have street prostitution, you have brothel prostitution, and you have escort prostitution. Is she all threes or almost fours? Or she's just doing this illegal and feel like it's supposed to be acceptable in Jamaica around many people, around many events, and nobody should pretend that they don't know what she's doing. Because if she really wholeheartedly believe in what she's doing, this won't even bother her. She'll just kiss her teeth and go and bounce in the crowd until the friend come down. The last time I checked, a lot of people go places by themselves. More time it's best that you go places by yourself at times more than to pack up with a bag of people. So I am not sure. So my question again is she a street prostitute in street prostitution, brothel prostitution, or escort prostitution? And if she's all of those three and play all of those three roles, then does she have a license of doing that prostitution? That's all I'm asking, although it's not my business. And if she cares so much that the people them didn't really want to have her on the stage and asking Triple X all of those questions about, is it because what she does, because what she does, and because what she does, and because what she does, then therefore she knows deep down within herself that she don't even accept that what she's doing. She just does it on the surface. Seems like it's okay on the surface, but deep down when people scorn her, shunder her, look on her, bar her from the stage, reality come checking in, reality come crashing in. I'm a prostitute and nobody has respect for me. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? So at the end of the day, people, we gotta be mindful and all of that. Back in the days, if you go know the history of prostitution, people will call that the old trick in the book. Back in the days, they used to call those kind of people soiled doves, sporting women, daughters of sin, ladies of line, nymphs, nupere, scarlet ladies, fair bellies, painted cats, fallen angels, and the doves of rose. That's what they used to call prostitution back in the days. That's what they used to call prostitutes. Right? So these are the things that I'm asking. So my thing is, does she really accept the job that she's doing? And if she did, would she even care if she didn't even end up on the stage like the rest of the people on the stage?
Auntie.
I'm only asking.
Yeah.
It's only a question I'm asking, folks. Do you understand? I can't knock anybody from what they're doing, but it's clearly that she felt away, and it's clearly she thinks that it's because of what she's doing with her mouth and her body out here. So be mindful. Just remember that no matter how you go to the doctor, condom are not safe. And if you have more than multiple partners, then you're at risk with your life and other people's lives out here that you're entertaining, as she claimed. You know, when it comes to these kind of things, you have a lot of black women out here preaching how much man them a take, how much man do they want, and all of these kind of things. But when you really think about it, they're not preaching safe sex and all of that goodness that come with opening up in your legs. So let's get to the other part, please, and thanks. Okay.
She was not acknowledged at the party. So who will represent the people? Meaning somebody who is going to represent the people. Sashana will represent herself, and she also has a assistant that wants to represent her. So her case is not a big case. It's just that she said some stuff and we would like to know. Let me add Sashana here. You know, was stage 4, and you know what stage 4 means.
Stage 4 what? The kidney failure.
And lupus, is that? All right, so we have Sashana here, guys. This is Sashana Gapeteaser.
Hello.
All right, so Sashana, listen.
I'm listening.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Got fired off because the security messaged me and I didn't reply. That was what it was all about. It was the case where I just went to the party by myself and wanted to go on the stage. No. I went with a group of men. I'm one of 3 of them. That was on I think one of them was on the flyer. I went with them. Everybody know who we went because everybody see me at the party in the cabana. And when they left from the cabana, they going on the stage. I have to follow them because of them come with at the party. So going on stage now, I was barred because the security messaged me and I didn't reply.
But that's not what she said in the first place, did she?
Let me look for one video.
That's not what she said in the first place, did she? Argument change again. Anyways, kiss me teeth and pass.
And she suck this and she suck that. We don't do nothing different from when nobody else do. Nothing when we do, paya and say paya, no different from when nobody else do. At all.
All right, Sashana, I'm gonna play this.
People see me and push me.
I'm gonna play this video for the people because you also said, I don't know what the story is, you just gave me a little piece right here, but you also said that people are kind of taking themselves out, scorning you or whatever.
What did I just say?
And them a big up Candy and she suck wood and you suck wood and you want to know why you're not getting the love. Is that what you're saying? Why?
I believe that's what she was saying earlier in the past when she was crying and stuff like that. And if she's gonna compare Candy, although Candy's not my cup of tea, I glimpse her once in a while on YouTube. Seems like she bleach out all the way out. Every song she sings is all about sucking and hood. But apparently Candy was having, you know what, with her baby daddy and that tape leak. So she was sucking, you know what, on the tape with her baby daddy and the leak. Then it's not prostitution. Gapeteaser is a prostitute that sleep with many men. Not sure she goes the woman way. So you cannot compare a woman that tape get leaked allegedly or them claim a sucker, whatever manhood she claim or whatever nastiness they're doing. And then you're out here sucking many different hoods. Two different scenario, two different pot of kettle water, two different toast bread, I guess.
No.
Why you're not getting the love? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Why?
No, that's not the case.
Why you're not getting?
Am I echoing or something?
Why you're not getting? I think it's me echoing, so I'm gonna have to mute me. I don't know why. Who is going to represent the people?
Not gonna drag it out at all.
Blinger.
Yeah.
I watched all of that video for the past couple of days, and right now Sashi is talking. I don't know what happened, but I believe Sashi was silenced.
All right, give me a minute, okay? I'm looking for somebody to represent the people. When I say the people,
For real, I make my paranoid and scared. So when all our fans were genuinely want to approach me, I'm afraid. One man see me last night. When the mom tell us that the man bar me off from go up on the stage.
See?
The man no want me up on the stage, we go up on the stage with the people that mama come with. Because what? Me a Gapeteaser. The man them bar me off by somebody from Europe. I don't know if him up on the live. Or somebody from Europe something there. Crew, come down and carry me up, stop there. But them down there like...
So therefore, because she's Gapeteaser mean that because she's whatever she does, they bar her from the stage. That's what she said in the first place. So the conversation and the argument change. Kiss with teeth and pass. When I believe in prostitution, there's no day that I'm gonna go out there and sell my coochie who. I rather to go out there and work, and that's the best thing you can do as a woman, especially if you have daughters. And if you know from back in the days, those kind of job that they wanted to give black women back in the days in the movie scene and all of those things. Even now, that's what people look at black women. I think that mostly black women sell front, and mostly black women out here doing all of these nastiness out here when it's not true. You have lots of black women out here that has decent careers, decent jobs and stuff like that, and out here doing their own thing. You have lots of black women out here that have one man and one man only to keep. You have enough black women out here who married and settled down and have their vagina all over the place. So when it comes to these kind of conversation, we talk about it a little bit, but we're not gonna stay all in it because we don't really care. We just want to bring that because that was part of my content that I really wanted to talk about, so to speak. Let's get to Otto. Otto came out and gave his part of the story and what he has to say about the Swishley and everybody else's story.
Are you living in Canada? If so,
Believe what I want to believe, you know, guys. We never come to change your belief about certain things. Come to talk to the people and talk my side of my story, because there's three sides to a story. Film side, my side, and the real side. You understand? You just know so that you the Swiss love it genuinely. Genuinely. Bro, me never hear, bro. You see all when the kick thing are going. I mean, I never kick a Twitch. Me and Swiss that chat, but I mean, I say Swiss Ray. And Swiss I say, yeah, dog. And so the thing up. Then time they my hero, then hot water, you know. And so the thing up, bro. Swiss I say, so the thing up, dog. We are bringing father. I mean, I say, I say, I love you, dog. I say, yeah, man. I to remember, say, them man, they start me off, you know, dog. I say, yeah, man, it can't work then. Bro, that you, LM Swiss, love you. Nothing against you, my dog. Nothing against you. Just hold my one for hold my peace. You understand? I prefer my peace over banger and believe. Let me start the fuck with them, you know. You understand? You're pyro, bro. You're pyro, man. You fuck real like friend. And in put in there, you see your pussy sad.
So you see? So he only had to say that, and he doesn't have much to say. And like he said, he doesn't have a problem, and he just stay away from everyone because he want peace. And like I said, a lot of times you gotta walk away. A lot of times you gotta walk away from entourage. A lot of times you're gonna walk away from a group of people and stuff like that. Because more time when trouble set up like rain, at times you're gonna take cover or seek shelter. Last time I checked. So let's move on, people, and wrap up this live. We don't want to dilly-dally. We don't want to tarry at all on this live at all. We want to get into a little bit of politics where India and Canadian and Canada is at it. There was a Canadian citizen died, was killed. They claim say the Indian government is behind it. A lot of feelings been stirred from the other day. The Indian government and stuff like that is being accused of all of these kind of things. You have the Indian students where they're here actually protesting to stay in Canada because they were promised a permanent residency after they finish school and stuff like that. All of those things are happening right now, but we want to get into a little bit. If you look at my page and look at one of the content that I drop, you can hear the Canadian politics and what's happening. I gave you guys a little bit of update, but this is the second part of it, so let's drop this quite so. Au vent des 4 saisons, tu fais tourner le temps.
The Prime Minister delivered an even stiffer rebuke of India today. At the foreign interference inquiry, Justin Trudeau said India made a horrific mistake by thinking it could interfere with Canada's sovereignty.
It seems like folks within the Indian government have decided to create violence and unlawfulness in Canada as a way of demonstrating the point that they are trying to make, that there is violence and unlawfulness in Canada. And I think that is exceptionally egregious.
Canada expelled 6 Indian diplomats the RCMP says are persons of interest in a series of violent crimes across Canada. But CBC spoke to sources close to the investigation into India, and they say the network supporting this alleged activity in Canada is largely still in place. So with alleged threats to Canadian Sikhs still looming, how are Sikh communities coping? Brampton, Ontario is home to Canada's largest Sikh population, and Gurpartop Singh Tour is a regional councillor in Brampton, and he joins me now. Mr. Tour, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me tonight, David.
The RCMP says it took this extraordinary step on Monday of making these accusations public because of the threat to public safety. Given that, what sense do you have about how Sikhs in your community are reacting to these allegations?
I'm seeing two kind of reactions here in the community. One is a vindication, where the community feels like they've been talking about this as an issue for decades. The issue of the government of India, through its agents, interfering in whether it's Canadian politics or the lives of Sikh Canadians. But then there is also a sense of worry that exists in the community here that this has now proven right by RCMP and by the statements given by the Prime Minister that the government of India, in fact, was involved in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar and has been involved in other incidents and activities that have been going on for the last year and a bit.
What specific cases have you heard in Brampton where people are saying they've been threatened or pressured, possibly in connection with India? Because we have heard this spike in extortion cases in particular in that part of Ontario.
Over the past year, we have seen a really sharp spike in extortion incidents, shootings at people's businesses being set on fire, shootings at people's residences, people being targeted. And when these people come forward and complain to the police, there's a common theme amongst all of them, in fact, that all these extortion calls come from one particular gang in India whose leader is right now in the federal prison in India. And sometimes these claims are...
And we also want to skip out, and we also want to get to this one here.
Hello, High Commissioner. Welcome back. Thank you for making the time.
And this one is about, and this one, this is the commissioner, and it's basically been scrutinized and asked lots of questions about the situation where they're being accused of killing a Canadian citizen that they claim is spying on their country. Look up that story. Seems that there's going to be a war. A lot of things is made in India, especially basmati rice and all of this and all of these trade deals and stuff. So we have to be mindful and keep our eyes on politics, especially if you eat rice.
I want to start off and ask you very directly, if, High Commissioner, you have not done anything wrong, why are you not cooperating with Canadian authorities?
So there are a couple of things. We needed to see some evidence on the basis of which we can converse with our Canadian counterparts. Unfortunately, not a shred of evidence has been shared with us. Any evidence which is shared has to be legally acceptable. We are a country of rule of law, and so is Canada. So therefore, anything which is acceptable in the Canadian Court of Law would largely also be acceptable in the Indian Court of Law, and therefore that evidence will work. Unfortunately, we have not got anything from any Canadian official which can lead us to a better spot.
So let me ask you then, because the RCMP, our policing agency, has framed it very differently. I'm going to read exactly what they said about this issue in their statement. The Deputy Commissioner of Federal Policing, Mark Flynn, made attempts to meet with his Indian law enforcement counterparts to discuss violent extremism occurring in Canada and India and present evidence pertaining to agents of the government of India's involvement in serious criminal activity in Canada. These attempts were unsuccessful. Therefore, Deputy Commissioner Flynn met with officials of the government of India, along with the National Security and Intelligence Advisor and Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, David Morrison, over the weekend. The RCMP's position and the federal government's position is they did attempt to show your government and your policing agencies the evidence that you require, and you refuse to look at it.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that, people? They're accusing these people of killing a Canadian citizen. And you know how that go? When it comes to all of this politics, it's not going to play out right, people, at all. It's not going to play out right at all. Huh? At all.
On the 8th of October, they gave their completed application form only on the 8th of October. So visa needs to be affixed. For any delegation, government delegation to travel to another country, you need an agenda to go by. There was no agenda at all. So therefore, it was largely technical. I have to find the correct official on the Indian side so that the kind of things that I wanted to discuss for which I needed an agenda. There was no agenda shared with us. Agenda was shared at the last moment, I believe, even after the flight would have departed. So it was nothing to do with it. I think it was pre-planned. They knew that the visa cannot be issued in half an hour to an hour, and therefore they did it. I think it was absolutely politically motivated.
So let me clarify here, because are you saying that that meeting couldn't take place not because Indian officials didn't want to see the evidence, but because the proper procedures hadn't been followed?
Not procedures. So visas were not there, and they needed to apply for a visa. There is a time which is taken to issue a visa. Between India and Canada, there is no visa-free agreement. So therefore, in general, I can tell you in general, for a government official from India to come to Canada, it would take at least a week to get the visa. Same thing happens with the Canadian officials. And they just gave it to us as fait accompli. That is one. So visa is one. Second is, what did they want to talk about? That was not shared at all.
Isn't it clear, though, if the RCMP is coming to speak to their counterparts, and given what's occurred over the last year, that this would be involving the case at hand, and the case is at hand?
So, Gracie, the most important case at hand from our point of view are the 26 extradition requests and so many other arrest requests. So we would think that they are coming for that. They will hand over some of these people to us. It is not always that unless you clarify the agenda, we would exactly read your mind.
So at some point, though, and I have questions about what you mentioned in a moment, but just sticking to the what the RCMP and the federal government have put forward, at some point they would have communicated, we're coming to share with you evidence that you have asked for, including in this chair, a number of months ago. We are sharing with you evidence of very serious allegations that we have made involving yourself, your colleagues, and other agents of the government of India. I guess it's confounding to me, and I imagine to people watching, why a visa or something of that nature would get in the way of India wanting to know what kind of evidence. Like, why would you not want to know all the evidence Canada has before it, unless you have something to hide?
So we had been trying to get the Canadian officials, the law and order officials, to talk to their Indian parts for the last 1 year. So they're and we were the ones who have been asking for it. For the last 1 year, there had been no movement. Now let's ask, why this movement now? So that was being forced on us without having an agenda, without knowing whom to meet. See, even in any other large police organization or intelligence agencies, we have NIA, which is National Investigating Agency, and they will have different officials dealing with different subjects. They don't deal with Canada as such. They deal with extradition, they deal with arrest, they deal with Interpol. So what is it that they wanted to talk about? Unless that agenda is clarified, how do I get those people?
But once it is,
they are always there.
So now you know what the allegations are. Has anybody met with the Canadian side to get that evidence?
So we are not here as our agencies. Canadian officials in their interrogation or intelligence agency, we need to travel. So we travel like an official. For which, one, you give me an agenda. I will have to find out which official works.
So this all started, people, because there was a Zeke leader was murdered. Not only that, Canada expelled top Indian diplomats because they were linked to a murder, people. So that's why this man is being questioning and all of this, and they want to come to an agreement, come to some kind of say, when are you going to come and answer these kind of charges, or not charges as yet, but these kind of allegation, what's happening right now. So I could give you guys the rundown about what occurred, but if you care about politics, you would have saw that on my page already, and I'm just giving you part 2, so to speak. We just can't come and talk about mix-up. We just can't talk about other things. We have to talk about real life issues. Yeah,
I will have to find out which official works on those agenda, and then whether the official is available. Because like the Canadian officials keep traveling globally, Indian officials also keep traveling globally. So if they are not in my capital, you land up, and then you say, no one met me.
I guess I take your point. I guess what's confusing on the Canadian side is that we are not used to the RCMP delivering a press conference like they did, or the federal government level. I think they are, understanding of the seriousness with which these allegations are being delivered. And I am a little perplexed that the kinds of reasons you're providing to not look at that evidence, don't seem commensurate with the crime that essentially you're all being accused of. Like, if someone accused me of being a person of interest in a murder, I'd want to know everything that they had on me, particularly if I had nothing to hide, which again...
Okay, then. So brings you back to, let me retrack you guys, drag you guys' memory, brings you back to this. Like I said, you guys, bring you back all the way. Okay, 1 second.
The future of your business is here. With Wix, you get advanced AI capabilities. For more customization,
Brings you back all the way to here, people.
Canada has been expelled from the country after Ottawa named multiple Indian officials as persons of interest in the 2023 British Columbia assassination of Sikh activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. New Delhi officials receiving a notification late Sunday informing them of the accusation. They rejected it, calling the claims, quote, a preposterous part of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's political agenda centered around vote bank policies. The Prime Minister responding, saying Canada will not tolerate foreign agents breaking the law.
We will never tolerate the involvement of a foreign government threatening and killing Canadian citizens on Canadian soil. A deeply unacceptable violation of Canada's sovereignty and of international law.
Indian officials summoning Canadian Charles d'Affaires Stuart Wheeler to the Foreign Ministry in light of the update. Speaking to press, Wheeler said it's in the best interest of both countries that India look into the allegations.
Canada has provided credible, irrefutable evidence of ties between agents of the government of India and a murder of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil. Now it is time for India to live up to what it said it would do and look into those allegations.
Columbia assassin.
So we're going to basically leave it there, you guys. So if you do believe in politics, that was one of the politics that I dropped. And I'm just giving you basically second or part 2 of that politics. It's very serious, you all, because a lot of things are made in India. And like I said, if you know politics and you're in your country and you know that this could end up being something else, you have to pay attention. You just can't be here and just pay attention to baga and mix up and all of these things out there and not pay attention to real life issues. A lot of things is made in India. India and Canada has trade situations. So when all of these diplomats are suspended, where they're being accused, the Indian government are being accused of setting up orchestrate murder on a Zeke leader, it's a serious allegation and it's a serious crime. Remember, basmati rice comes from where? Majority has a lot of things made in India. So we have to be mindful how this politics plays out. It's getting serious. Time so serious. Cantankerous and dangerous. Seriously. We don't want the situation to happen with India and the Ukraine and all of that situation where all of the wheat and all of those things were held up and you couldn't get any Frosted Flakes was shortened on the shelves. Nowadays, there's all of these Ritz crackers and anything that is made with grain. You notice that their price has gone up because of the war with Ukraine. You know that Ukraine and Russia is the biggest manufacturer of grains. So when the war broke loose the other day, we suffered tremendously because now we're paying the price now with our crackers. Anything that made with grain, we're paying more money for it, our breads, our bagels, and the list go on, folks. So we gotta be mindful when it comes to real life issues out here. Okay? So I'll come on another time when we want to talk about this black sister all the way in Dutch. Her husband called the police on her and she was beaten to death. We have other things that we want to talk about, like 50 cents. This guy came out and copied 50 Cent chain. 50 Cent is suing. Yada, yada, you. Yada, yada, ye. Many other things we want to talk about. But now and then I just say, yeah, let me just come and drop a content and kiss my teeth and pass. Like literally. And pass. You understand? So next time you roll in, bring your mama, bring your papa, bring yourself, bring your brother, bring your co-worker, and everybody else who are over the age of 19 to watch out the content. No children, please. Not only that, bring your good self and your good behavior when you're ready to come over here. Peace out. Have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you guys another time. Peace and love.